Well, welcome to 2026. There's Lucy. It is January 2nd, 2026. And you can see it's stormy outside here on the east coast of Canada. And I'm kind of hunkered down. I did go for a walk in the woods out back there earlier with Lucy. It was quite lovely. But it's a good day to pick away at some stamps. So I thought I would go back to the Commonwealth albums. So this is episode 32, by the way, of Foxford Philately. So thanks for joining me. And the last few episodes, I was just highlighting my Commonwealth collection and what I've done in terms of moving them from 102 cards into Vario sheets, which was a project from last year. And I got to come up, I guess, with a project for this year, 2026. And I've got a couple ideas in mind. But I need to nail that down a little more. So in here, in this binder, moving on, last time was Lesotho. Well, it was just checking again on the channel. It was Dominica to Lesotho. So now this album, as you can see, is Malawi to Papua New Guinea. And as always, I'll do a quick flip through to give you a sense of what I ended up with at the end of the day with everything. Of course, Malawi is in southeastern Africa. And as a refresher too, the 102 cards I had were part of a large collection I had purchased a couple of years back. And the 102 cards had all mint never hinge stamps. And then I went through the used collection that I had as well. Oh, did I miss a... Somehow that got in here without any... some Malaysia. Sorry, without any tab on it as well. So then I also added, I got a little off track there, sorry about that, distracted. Added in used stamps that were in glassine envelopes to them. Now we're into the Maldives. Yeah, don't like it when I miss a tab, so I'll have to fix that later. Maldives are in the Indian Ocean. My brother-in-law has been to the Maldives, him and his wife. Oh, here's Malaysia. That was Malaya. So yeah, Malaysia. I guess just maybe I have it misplaced. It's funny. Malaysia. Just zoom out here a little bit. And within Malaysia as well, you can see overprints here. And I don't, I mentioned that before, I think. I don't know the Southeast Asian or East Asian region at all. Now we're in Malta. In terms of philately, not my area. Well, no area is really my area of expertise, but I know very little about that region in terms of philately. So lots to learn. Malta, and I have friends and neighbors that were there just last year. And another hiking friend, acquaintance of mine, him and his wife, they are heading to Malta, I think, later on this winter, perhaps in the spring. I don't know the date exactly. Lots of Malta stamps in here. Europa issue. I'm toying around with the next travel destination. Suzanne and I have talked about it a little bit, and there certainly are a couple that seem to be coming to the top of the list, perhaps one in particular, but haven't definitively nailed that down just yet. But we'll see. We'll see what 2026 brings. I have other plans as well. Stamps are always part of that plan, but I have great plans for outside and the property around here. I'm not sure if great is the word, but extended plans that have me excited for what that might mean. It's not an area I know well. I'm not a biologist or science major of any sort, but I find myself more and more drawn to the natural worlds and what is in my immediate area. So lots of Malta stamps. I should be flipping through these a little quicker. Yeah, a lot of Malta here. There's the Malta. Mauritius. Some older Mauritius in here, 1879 and 80. And I do like the older stamps. There's the omnibus, part of the omnibus Churchill set when he passed away, 1966. You see those sprinkled throughout here, as well as a number of the other omnibus sets. Montserrat. Bit of everything. Churchill once again. Nauru. A couple in here from Nauru in the South Pacific. New Hebrides. Oh, ta-da, there's Churchill. I do like these New Hebrides here, and Captain Cook be good for my thematic collection, or also my maps on stamps here. Have to make some decisions sometimes on where you're going to put things in, what part of your collection. I never quite know how to pronounce this. Niue, I'm sure someone could help me. N-I-U-E. If I Googled it, I could find out I assume I could find the correct pronunciation of it. South Pacific again. Norfolk Island. Oh, it's a nice looking one. If I can get it to focus. More thematic stamps for me. Northern Rhodesia. So now you're into the Southern Africa region. And there's a lot to this. And Ken's Stamp Collection. Do I have the name of his YouTube channel correct? I like following Ken and watching his episodes. And his most recent one was on South Africa stamps and the various colonies and bits and bobs of that region. I encourage you to check that out if you haven't. Nyasaland, just a couple in here. I've said before too, I don't have South Africa in here, nor do I have New Zealand or Australia or Canada, because there's a lot of those stamps and it would take much more time. Or Great Britain, obviously is not in here either. Now we're into Oman in the Middle East. Another area I don't really concentrate on is Middle Eastern stamps. Oh, I kind of like the looks of that. Get it to focus. There we are. Pakistan. Just a brief overview. That's all I intend on doing here. See, you might be grumbling and saying, well, just slow down, or I want to check this or that out a little more. Well, apologies. It just want to get a good sense of what I've been up to with this British Commonwealth collection. Papua New Guinea is the last in this binder. Oh, I used to know the name of that type of boat. We'll zoom in. It's not going to focus unless I take it out. Traditional boat for Papua New Guinea region. There you have it. So that's one binder. We'll set that aside. Bring in the next one, and it's Penrhyn to Somaliland. See, Penrhyn's part of the is in the South Pacific, that region, and you see early on they used New Zealand stamps overprinted Penrhyn Island. Oh, what island chain are they part of now? Shoot, I should know the answer to that off the top of my head, but I can't think of it. Not Fiji. Tonga? No, it doesn't sound right either. Samoa, maybe. Someone will correct me or let me know. They set their ships on stamps. In here, Pitcairn Islands. And I've got a handful of Mutiny on the Bounty stamps set aside for a thematic. Just kind of been putting them in vary a sheet or two as I find them. And obviously Pitcairn Island is historically very closely connected to Mutiny on the Bounty. And a lot of the South Pacific islands, like other regions of the world, made a lot of stamps really just for collectors. Some are actually quite attractive and quite nice. Qatar, in the Middle East. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Qatar, not Qatar. Rhodesia. What do I have there? Can't even make up my own writing. Rhodesia something or other. What did I say? Oh. British South African Company. Yes, that's what that says. All right. So BSA. Rhodesia BSA. Rhodesia and Nyasaland. More the South and Southern Africa region. Rhodesia self-governing. And Rhodesia, the name, is named after Cecil Rhodes. He has quite a interesting history, shall we say. Now we're into St. Helena, South Atlantic. Cecil Rhodes, yeah, he did a lot of development and exploring and economic development, industrial development, and sometimes in some not so nice ways, St. Kitts and Nevis in Southern Africa region. St. Lucia. St. Lucia is actually on my list for a place to visit sometime. Remember my undergrad years ago, one of the courses I took, I think it was ocean management. My undergrad was in geography, so I think it was an ocean management course or coastal management course. And my prof at the time, I remember the prof, he was a wonderful man. He did a lot of research and work in St. Lucia. So for the time, we learned a fair bit about it, and it had caught my interest. St. Vincent, North Caribbean. Now St. Vincent and Grenadines, combined with neighboring island. Now it's St. Vincent, Grenadines, and Bekia, that I have no idea how to pronounce. Definitely made for the philatelic market. Some of those even appear to be CTOs, but it could be wrong on that. St. Vincent, Grenadines, Union. Yeah, see, I haven't done any research on this stuff. I've just separated them and put them into the various sheets. Here's Samoa. Wouldn't it be lovely to visit the South Pacific someday? More Captain Cook stamps for the thematics. Yeah, nice looking one there. Some people collect odd shaped stamps. There's a butterfly stamp in the shape of a butterfly. The Seychelles, off the east coast of Africa, southern Indian Ocean. Seychelles, oh dear, another word that's hard for me to pronounce. Zil-Iwanye. Yikes. Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone actually has, to me, a really interesting history. One of the courses I taught was African Canadian Studies, and I love teaching that course. Every unit could be an entire course on its own. And we do touch on Sierra Leone a little bit. I'm not much into fauna or animals on stamps, but for some reason I really like the looks of that set. A lot of people collect ships on stamps. And odd shaped ones here. I have a number of covers with these stamps on them as well as these here in another binder. I picked them up at one of the stamp sales, just of course not really worth anything, just for fun. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Solomon Islands. What would you call Solomon Islands? It's not really South Pacific, is it? Southeast Asia, South Pacific. The colors are nice on that issue. You can see them over here again, overprinted. The value changed. Actually, so did the catalog value from 43.70 to 18.40. And once again, and the values changed again, catalog value, and the stamp cover value itself too. And more Cook stamps. And Somaliland Protectorate. And if I was going to specialize some and collect more of Africa, Somaliland, Somalia, Ethiopia would be certainly one that would interest me. Zanzibar, and I do have a little Zanzibar collection too, because just the history of that area I find is, again, fascinating. Check it out sometime. So there you have it. And I said I went very quickly, and 2 binders, and there's just 1 binder left for me to highlight for you for the Commonwealth stamps. But in the meantime, I'll keep picking away at some things here today. We do have a stamp club meeting tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. And I hope things are good where you folks are. Maybe you've got snow, maybe you don't. Maybe you've got sun and warmth. And if you do, maybe I'm a little jealous of you right now. You learn to live with the snow. You learn to enjoy it. Take good care.